types of cables that we use in CCTV installation. The first thing I want us to understand is when it comes to transmission, you know, I told you that we have information generation in CCTV, which is our camera. We have transmission and we have signal processing. So in transmission, you can transmit two ways. We have the wireless and the wired. You can transmit wirelessly and you can wired. The scope of this training for now is not talking about wireless. We are now talking about wired. Under wired CCTV, we have different types of cables that we use. I will be putting some of them on board. We have different types of cables. And I will be showing you guys the conditions at which we use some of these cables based on proven theories and some practical experience, because there are some that it will only be, it's only theoretical. When you get to site, you might discover that this thing that I read is not as like that is working. I still have some other ones here, some other cables here. We still have some other cables here. So, and next thing now, one thing we want to achieve is that we want easy flow of current. And for those that are not in class, at least you might have knowledge of that. Thank God you are engineering, or you have engineering knowledge. But okay, what's your scope of study?
Electrical electronics.
Thank God, perfect. So you understand what I'm saying. There are three major signals carried in partial digital CCTV. You have the audio, the video, and what? And the power. Three major signals carried in partial CCTV. So it means any cable that we are considering for use should be able to convey our video, our audio, and our power. Hope you guys get what I'm saying now. Number 3 now. The type of cable that we will use in CCTV is based on the distance between your DVR and your camera. You can put down that. We have different types of cable that we use. The type of cable that we use is based on the distance between your DVR and your camera. That's number 3. So with those 3 bases, that number 1 we have wireless and wired. Number 2, that 3 things are to be conveyed: audio, video, and power. And number 3, that the type of cable that we use is based on the distance between what? Our DVR and our camera. Majorly. We can still have some other ways to use the power, but our DVR and camera. You guys are still right. Are you guys true? We have 1 hour class today. Now, the first type of cable that we have, we call them, you can write types of cables now. Number 1, we have what we call 4 cables. Types of cables now. Types of cables. The first one we have what we call 4 cable. The spelling for that 4 is F-O-R-E. That's the spelling for the 4. F-O-R-E. That's the spelling for the 4. F-O-R-E. Bring the phone, let me show something. Let me put something. I might decide to let me on the Bluetooth so that I can connect my earpiece. So this is 4 cable. And I said something about this 4 cable. Let me bring blade there.
Yeah. See scissors.
Oh, scissors. Give me scissors. And I said something about this 4 cable. Let me cut it so that everybody can see it. This is also the same cable. I will do that one. This cable, can you see it? Yes. You can see it's twisted in 2s. It's a 4 cable. Even this cable that I'm holding here, help me trace the knot. I've seen it. This is also a 4 cable. Although this 4 is what we call category cables, we are still coming to that. Just put it here. Just hold it. So under 4 cable, the first type we have under 4 cable, we have what we call 2-pair 4 cables. During practical section, we will be teaching you how to connect these cables to the connectors. 2-pair 4 cable. So when we say something is in pairs, it means how many? 2. When we say something is in pairs, it means 2. Do you get what I'm saying? So when we say 2 pairs, how many wires are inside? 4. So if I separate these 2 pairs now, I'll be having how many wires inside?
4.
Can you see? I have 4 wires here. For those that are online and offline, you can see I have 4 wires. In practical terms, based on what I've tested and I've worked for me, 2 pair 4 cable carries maximum of 15 meters. Meters.
15.
Meters. When I've tried using this cable beyond 15 meters, I noticed that I started experiencing what we call video loss. For the sake of those that were not in our former class, I said we have what we call video signals. And I said something about video signals is that video signals are what? High frequency signals. Yes or no? High frequency signal. I use an analogy. Let me repeat myself again for the sake of those that were not in the class. When you pump water through a pipe, thank God for Boyle's theorem. It means that the pressure that left the pipe will be the same pressure that will come out at the other end. Are you guys getting what I'm saying now? But when we increase the surface area, we can also increase the pressure by increasing the surface area, because it's force downs area here and it's also force downs area at the same other side. Yes or no? But if we now perforate that pipe and we start having linkages along the way, it means the pressure that is reaching the other end, what will happen to it? It will also decrease. So the higher the level of linkages, the lesser the force that will reach the other end. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Are you guys getting what? Same thing also in these cables. Video signals are high frequency signals. What these cables are meant to do is that to protect those high frequency so that they do not do what? They don't escape. You get what I'm saying now? There is no way you can protect it that some of it will not escape. But the higher the level at which it can retain the signal, the higher the quality of the cable, and the more the distance the cable can go. And the least one out of them is what? 2 pair 4 cable. So at 15 meters, this one you notice that your power will keep going, but your video, what will happen to your video? The quality of your video will start dropping. You know what I'm saying? And I told you that the 2 major important signals are what? Power and video. Abi? Yes. It's only few times that we use audio in CCTv. Mostly we have power and video. Because your power must come from either your central power or your unit power. I mean your power supply to your camera before your camera can supply video back. So, and your power will have what? Positive side and negative side. And the same with your video, we have what? Positive side and negative side. My guy that taught me then told me that he prefer using orange for power and blue for what? Video. So the solid orange will stand for what? Positive power. The stripe orange, can you see this stripe orange? Will stand for negative power. You can use your wire pin to peel the cable. Your wire pin normally comes with your flipping tools. I believe some of you guys have started applying your maintenance. So with this now, and the type of connector that we use, put it down, for 4 cable connector is power to 4 cable on the power side and BNC to 4 cable. We also call it Trimax cable, BNC to 4 cable. The spelling of that 4 is FORU, power to 4 cable. Sir? Connector that we use with cable, with this 4 cable. We use power to 4 cable and what? BNC to 4 cable. If I'm standing up, I will be taking a lot of time. See, we are still going to do practical. You see those, and you have seen those connectors in our past classes. For the power, we use power to 4 cable. For the video, we use BNC to 4 cable connector. BNC to 4 cable. BNC.
N for
Noise. N for name. N for naira.
N for Nigeria.
And C. BNC. C for consent. Those are US Army officers that invented these cables. How many things have you invented in I just like my class, no dulling moment. And what we normally do is that when we are using this cable, we normally double it so that we can increase the surface area before connecting it to the connector. I don't want to be standing up and bring it connected so that it doesn't take much of our time. Are you guys get what I'm saying? So under this pure 4 cable, both our video and our power are carried by this cable. You get what I'm saying? The number 2 type that we use, we call it 4-pair 4 cable connector. 4-pair 4 cable. 4-pair is F-O-U-R, then pair, P-A-I-R. 4 pairs, then you put S. Then for the 4 cable is F-O-R-E cable. Although in my last class I told you that any cable that you see separator like this in the middle of that 4 pairs is cat what? Cat 6. Thank God though. You have not used it to eat egg roll. You are buying egg roll and fish roll, you don't see fish inside, you don't see egg.
Nigeria.
You will notice something about these 4 pairs. They are twisted in what? In pairs like this. Even if it's not twisted in pairs, they are always beside each other. Let me tear more. So in 4 pairs, how many wires are inside? 8 wires. It means in 2 pairs. Now 8 wires. I forgot to tell you something about 2 pair. It is the cheapest when it comes to cable.
When it comes to
Cable, 2 pair is the cheapest. So that's the major advantage of 2 pair. It offers us the cheapest cable, but it has the lowest reliability. The moment one wire cuts in this setup like this, the thing will stop working. If female power, if negative video cuts like this, nothing is coming back. So in 4 pair, what we normally do is first thing, although there is another way, maybe if we get to that level, I can train us how to use, there is another device that we can use to carry it as if it's internet signal. But I'm not talking about that one today. I'm talking of, we are using this with 4 connectors. We first peel it up like this. After peeling it up, we twist it together in pairs. You know, by twisting it together in pairs, it means even if one wire cuts, the other one will support it. You know, in Amos chapter 3 verse 3, said, can 2 people work together except them? When it moved to the next verse, this guy smiled. He said, when one is cold, like a guy no sense, that's it that you used to. You know, we will not talk here because we are not. The other one will keep it warm. You guys are smiling. This is smiling. It's questionable. I'm trying to connect it together. What that means is that if one of the wire breaks, there will still be a backup. Although this is more expensive than 2 pair, but it has higher reliability than 2 pairs. Then I've used it up to 30 meters. This can still carry your signal up to 30 meters. There are some other ways where we can use it that it can go far beyond 30 meters. But with the scope of where we are now, I've used it up to 30. So you have 2 for your video and another 2 for what? For your power. Meaning you have 2 for your positive video, 2 for your negative video, 2 wires for your positive power, 2 wires for your negative power. So even if something cuts one of the cables inside, you are still sure that you still receive signal at the other end. The only point at which it may not work again is when 2 of the same type cut together. If one cut here and another one cut here, which is still one, which is still work. Although it might reduce the quality of your sound. Can I move on? And this time I'm talking about, I said something about it. I said it has higher reliability than this.
Yeah.
And it can go longer distance than this. But at the same time, it's more expensive than.
And this.
So those, then there's another way. You can put it as B Roman figure 2. If you want to carry your audio signal in a network, and I'm using this 2PF4 cable, 4PF4 cable, I can decide to use my orange, one of these to carry my positive signal, one to carry my negative power signal, and also decide that my brown will carry positive audio signal. This one can carry positive power, negative power. This one can carry positive audio, negative audio. But for video, because it's an high frequency signal, I need to still maintain it in twos. Note it, if you don't put it down, you go and do audio one day, and your client will start complaining that that audio doesn't talk, or the video is not as clear as you expected. Hope you guys are following me. So we use this for our video. One will carry our power and one will carry our audio. So with this 4PF4 cable, you can still carry audio, video and power in another scenario. So those are the three major scenarios where we use these cables. Next we are moving on to what we call coaxial and 4 cable. That should be our number 2. Coaxial and 4 cable. I'll first tell you something about coaxial cable. At least some of us here did communication engineering, and there's nobody that did communication engineering either as a course of study or as a course studied in university or as a full project work. Let me first tell you something about this 4 cable. Let me peel it very well. You will notice some things here. In this 4 cable, in coaxial cable now, I'm moving to coaxial cable. It has an external insulator. Although in this condition we have it as what? White. In another condition we might have it as black. Whether white or black, that doesn't. That's just. After this external insulator, the next we have what? What's this? We have aluminium strands. You will notice the cables are what? Strands. Yes or no? And it's aluminium. Copper and aluminium. Out of copper and aluminium, which conducts energy most? Copper conducts energy. Yes, copper conducts energy better. Copper also conducts electricity better than aluminium. The only thing is that aluminium is less expensive than copper. You get what I'm saying? Yes. So the strands are what? Aluminium. The next we have after the strands, we have this. That's the aluminium foil. This is the foil that I just cut out. We also call it dielectric. That's what I will distribute the.
We also call it
dielectric. It will distribute the current, the signal coming, distribute it equally. And it can also make our excess current flow outside. Hope you get what I'm saying now. Then after that, we now have this insulator. This internal insulator is separating the external conductor from the internal conductor. Hope you guys get what I'm saying now. Then this we now have what we call core copper. Core, the spelling for that core is CORE. That is just a single copper. This is the major wire we use in satellite installation. Yes.
yes.
Have it?
Yes.
That's the major wire we use in satellite installation. We also use it to carry notes, only video signal. We use coaxial cable to carry only what? Video signal. And based on my personal experience, it's reliable up to 50 meters. I'm talking of my personal experience. Although one of the challenges we have in this side of the world is that the quality of coaxial that we have, God help us. Nobody say amen. So you get to a place, you see a coaxial, they will tell you this one. There's one inside. I don't want to be standing up, so I know. You see coaxial 2,000 for 30 meters. You see coaxial 100 meters in Nigeria here. You still see 100 meters 3,000. DSTV will come. They will tell you that coaxial cable. This is an original DSTV coaxial cable. If you are buying 100 meters of DSTV one, currently you buy it for nothing less than around 12,000. And we still have some that they are original 100% coaxial like this. 300 meters of this one cost 30,000. And in Yoruba language they will say okun, dingo, and dingo, meaning that when a patient tells a physician that he doesn't have much money, the pharmacy will also reduce the quality or the quantity of the drug that we use. That's the meaning of sir?
So you come back and say that way is not working.
You come back, so we might end up paying more. You get what I'm saying now? Then we have already agreed that coaxial is carrying our video signal. You know, we will still need another cable to carry our power. In that instance, we will now use 4 cables to carry our power. That's why we call it coaxial and 4 cable. Coaxial will carry our video, while 4 cable will carry our power. But in this scenario now, I will not now be bending the wires. I will twist them in twos so that they can form a single cable. So this will carry our power, this will carry our video. Orange will carry our positive power, blue will carry our negative power, and this, the conductor in the middle will carry our positive video, while this will carry our returning current, our negative video. Hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
That's scenario number 1. You have a question?
So these are the million people, the one before.
Yes.
Can we join it together?
You can also join it. You can also yes, you can also join it. The second scenario that we have, bring the head. I gave you the head of this wire. In this second scenario now, you know, in the first scenario we use coaxial and 2 pair 4 cable. In this second scenario now, we want to use coaxial and 4 pair 4 cable. And in this scenario number 2, we only use when we want to carry our video, audio, and power. Now put it down. In this second scenario, we only use when we want to carry our video, audio, and power. Our coaxial will still carry our video signal. Now we will now twist this also together in what? In twos as a pair. We twist them together in twos as a pair. Our orange and blue will still carry our positive and negative. For the power, don't forget that it's the same thing. So orange will carry our what? Positive power. Blue will carry our negative power. Brown, in this instance, will carry our positive audio. While green will carry our negative audio. So when we use this scenario together like this, Since we are carrying our video, audio, and power.
The other, the negative cable for.
Let me start again so that I can get it. Orange will carry our positive power. Blue will carry our negative power. Brown will carry our positive video. While orange, sorry, positive audio, sorry. Positive audio, while our green will carry our negative audio.
This one is going for is the maximum of 15 meters.
Yes.
This one is maximum of 30. What will happen?
No. We are carrying audio and video signal. We are talking of in video.
Okay, it didn't affect the audio.
It doesn't affect audio. Audio still have lower frequency. Can I move on? I want everybody to break. That's why I'm looking at it. The next one we now have, we have what we call RG8.
Yes.
Yeah? So I'm assuming that I'm only having RG58 here. I have only RG58. I just don't want to be taking much of our time. We are 1 hour. We are 30 something minutes to this class. So we have around 21 minutes to the end of the class. Who can tell me the first thing that you noticed about this RG58 power?
It's 2 cables.
It's thicker. It's not that easier to
Yeah.
In RG58, let me now explain 58. You still have your insulator cover outside. The what you will now have as the next one is what? Strands of copper.
Not aluminum.
Not aluminum as the case of coaxial. In coaxial you see aluminum here. In 58 you see what? Strands of copper. You will still meet your dielectric here again. What do you notice about this dielectric? You still have copper coatings. Not like aluminum as this case be. Then what do you now notice again? You have your insulator or your separator here. Then what do you now notice about the inner cable? It's also strands like the outer conductor. The inner conductor is also strands. But it's also what? Copper. It's not like this case that is aluminum. Aluminum, copper. But this one is copper, and it's strands. I've used this cable up to 100 meters. Yes, and it works effectively. But it's more expensive than this. So if I'm assuming that this is not there, if I'm not using RG58 to carry my video, I can still use my coaxial to do what? To carry the power. So I'm not talking of this now. I'm assuming that this doesn't exist. I use 58 for video, coaxial for my power. This 58 for video or 4 cable for power. And in this scenario, we are using 2 pairs. Meaning I'm only carrying video and power. Are you getting what I'm saying? If I want to use audio now, I'll use 58 and 4 pairs. This will carry my video, one will carry my power, and the other one will carry my audio. So put it down in that way. That one. When you are through,
Now, what is the maximum distance?
100 meters.
well, I'm beating now. Now I know that way. You know that way.